What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XPR network today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys. Let's get into it. Okay, let's talk about the price action here. So I was looking at this on a daily basis, and I was half inclined to say that you were going to find support here, but then I looked at the 4 hour, and I do think you go a little bit lower. I like where you're at. I think that today ends up closing green. So if you go lower, the low would be found today, and then you also bounce and close green. If you don't close green, it's okay. I would just like to see today close green because then you're getting this very nice look of a bounce off the 50. Now, while that would be a very perfect look, you have bounced off of the 50 before with some rather imperfect looks that provided some very perfect kind of growth, right? Found support at the 50 here. It wasn't right at it. It was just above it. So do you need to find support here? No. If today closes red, you'll still be fine, but it would just look nice. Appease me because I'm needy, I guess. I don't know, but it'd be nice. Doesn't mean you have to, though, just because it would look like that. If we look at the 4 hour, this is what made me think that you'd go lower, is that you had a very positive reaction, bullish engulfing candle here, but you stopped at the 382 where you rejected, came all the way back down to the 0.5. It's like this didn't even matter. That bullish thing, when bullish things that you do that suggest you're going higher get null and voided on the very next candle. Not always, but likely that means you will go lower. You could just continue to keep invalidating each other all the way through until something gives one way or another, but likely you're probably going to go lower. My thoughts are that you do go lower. If we look at the 4 hour time frame here on the RSI, everything about it to me suggests that you go a little bit lower. You probably go into the oversold zone instead of bouncing right off it. At best, you will find a higher low, something to provide yourself, maybe some bullish divergence with a lower low, but I do think you probably see a lower low in the RSI. That's my expectation. At least price is going lower. So something down around 0.00426 to 0.0041, essentially in that area, the golden ratio zone there. That's where I would think you find support, and that's where I think that you would climb up, right? That was your most relative areas of resistance before you broke out and saw this move up here. And in fact, I think if we actually put a line right here, let's see if we go back in time. Areas of support back here, sure, a little bit of support right there. It's not the most respected all the time, but there are moments where you do respect it. So something in that area, I would assume you do go down today. The purpose of this video entirely is to tell you that the low is going to happen today. The 21st of February, it's happening today. This is the low. When I say the low, it's not the low. It's just the low since this high, right? The low for XPR came in back here. You're at a much higher low now, but this is the low that is going to send you to higher highs, not just relative to this move, but relative to your overall consolidation phase. I think this is the low that gears you up for a breakout overall into new all-time highs, price discovery kind of mode, right? We'll know that's true if indeed you do find support here and then get back above the 236. If you can get above about half a cent, it's 0.0052134, something in that area. If you can get above there on a 4 hour basis, two 4 hour candles in a row closing above here would validate to me that you are moving higher, that you're moving above these highs, and then by default likely moving above these highs as well. So lower first, and actually, I just want to see real quick. I mean, maybe you go lower. It's possible you could go lower. You could go to 0.0039, 0.00369. If you go lower than what I've talked about, which, by the way, that's at 0.004261 to 0.0041. If you go lower than that target area, there's still areas of support below, right? I don't think that it would be detrimental. It's just a better opportunity to buy, but I don't think you go lower than that. I do think you find support there. I'm actually curious real quick. Hold on. Before we get to the next part, I was just curious to see. Whenever it does come time to moving higher, whenever you do get above that key area that we're looking for to break out, which is at about 0.0052 something, right? 0.00525, let's just say. When you get above there, we can anticipate that you're on your way to seeing new all-time highs, okay? The target area that we would look for from the current price, at a minimum, would be at about, no, that doesn't make sense. It's going to be higher than that, man. Yeah, I mean that's your minimum target by default of the 1272. But that don't make sense. You're going higher than that, bro. XPR is not going to see a 158% move and stop there. No, sir. Not after that. No, I don't think so. I think the minimum target, okay. I mean, sure. The minimum target could be around 1.5 cents. That could be the minimum target. The next target area would be at about 2 cents, and that's a 318% move. Now we're talking. That makes a lot of sense to me. I could see XPR by the end of March, if not early April, it could top off around 2 cents. It really could. But also, I mean, depending on how fast you break out of here, what velocity, it's completely possible that you could stop at just below 3 cents, just above 3 cents, just below 5 cents, maybe even around 10 cents. Who knows? And I'm not just saying this as in, look, you could go higher. Look at all these lines. You can just, why not go here? Why not go here? Why not go, you know what I mean? It's not like that. I'm just saying, from what I'm seeing here, what I would expect is that you likely do stop somewhere between your 1618 and your 2618. To me, the 1618 is not likely your stopping point. To me, the 2618 is not likely your stopping point. But as we get in between these non-likely areas, you get more likely targets, right? Which again, your most likely targets would be then between about 2.8, almost 2.9 cents to about 4.9 cents, right? Something in that area. And I feel very comfortable with that. XPR moving like this while everything else is boring, and XPR has this phenomenal looking double bottom of a chart going on. Beautiful kind of retracement here. Nice rounded bottom coming down here. That's a perfect, I mean, it just looks perfect. Literally, it was too easy to draw because it's so damn perfect. We love nice rounded bottoms. Guys, girls, I don't care. If we're in crypto, we love a rounded bottom, right? Shout out to all the flat bottom homies out there on that note. We love you too. But I do think that with this kind of reaction that you're having, I wouldn't expect a pipsqueak move, and it's there. We have the minimum targets there, but also let's put lines on this and let's just look back. 1618 here, going back. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense to find resistance there. I mean, kind of it does, but it doesn't really make sense to stop there, right? If you go here, well, why wouldn't you just go up to here on a closing basis or on a wicking basis right there? Look at these two white lines. Where does that take you relative to your fibs? Oh, right at the 1886, right in that zone that we were saying it's expected, right? If this is the non-expected area, this is your more expected area, these lines take you right into that expected area. That's your next legible stopping point. But even there, you only stopped here once. You didn't really stop any of these other times. So let's move that line up again. Let's say maybe here on a closing weekly basis, maybe here on a wicking weekly basis, up here, whatever it is, which is also at a closing weekly basis up here. Now, we're at prices that are just below 5 cents, just above 4 cents. You know, to be completely fair, I was pretty convinced you'd stop around 3 cents before getting to this part, but I'm starting to think you really do. You probably don't stop until you're above 4 cents by the end of March, if not by the beginning of April, midpoint of April there. I think that's where you're going to go, man. And if, of course you would. It makes sense that you would. You're doing so phenomenal on this retracement already from a high to a low. Yeah, you're right below your golden ratio, consolidating at your 382 area. The next likely area you'd go to would be your 786, 886 zone. But if you get above that 886, you'd probably stop at the 100 area. So let's say it like this, because there's doing this fib, I suppose we can make more sense out of this 2.8 to 3.3 cents area. If you get above 2.973 cents on a multi-daily closing period, on a weekly closing period, you get above this line here, there's no doubt in my mind that you are not stopping until you are above 4 cents, maybe even just below 5 cents, okay? Of course, you could see 8 cents. That is possible, but I don't think you see that until later dates, but, you know, time will tell, okay? All that starts here. All that starts today, right? And maybe it doesn't start today, but I think that in a sense it will, because I'm expecting that today you find your low. I'm expecting you move down, right? That's what we started the video talking about. The 1 hour to me looks like you want to go down. You've got hidden bearish divergence where you have lower highs in your price, higher highs in the RSI. That's hidden bearish divergence where you are not getting overbought, but you are getting oversold. You're not getting overbought, but I mean, who knows? You'll probably get oversold or at least move down to that area. I think that getting a higher low here in the 1 hour, getting a higher low here in the 4 hour while getting a lower low in the price, that'll promote some bullish divergence, which would also be a nice kind of indication that we could find some support in an area, you know, that just overall is trending with higher lows on higher lows on higher lows throughout the whole way up, right? So what's going to come next after the higher low? A higher high. When did we know that the higher highs are going to come? The price to watch, the very literal price to watch based off the overall metric, which to me would be the most significant. How do we know higher highs are coming? I would say once you're above that good old magic number of 6.9 cents, you get above there and it is time to, you know what, all the way up to the upside. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.